All right, this video is for review section 1.5. It's on page 41 and it's problems 1 through 7. So here we go. All right. All right. It says give the rate in miles per hour and round to the nearest tenth. So if you're doing this, you may need a piece of notebook paper or some place to write on the side if you're unsure. Now, remember, when we're giving a rate in miles per hour, this is one that you're going to want to do some canceling out if need be when you're doing these. Okay, so miles in 1.5 hours. So Dev jogs 8.5 miles in 1.5 hours. Okay, so let's see, 8.5 miles in 1.5 hours. So let's see here, and then of course it says around the nearest tenth. So if I'm doing this on my calculator, which is what you're going to be allowed to do, I could convert it to a decimal if you want to do that. If you want to use the ABC key on your calculator, that's fine. But essentially, I'm dividing 8.5 by 1.5. So if you do 8 ABC1, ABC2 divided by 1 ABC1, ABC2, you're going to get an answer of 5 2/3. And then you may need to convert that to a decimal. So if you went 5 2/3, you're going to get 5.7. All right, that's going to be my answer here. I'm actually going to show you that another way as well. I'm going to pull up my calculator and I'm going to show you here. Here we go. Hopefully you can see the calculator. 8.5 divided by 1.5, because 8.5 is the same as 8.5 and 1.5 is the same as 1.5. And I should get 5.6 repeating. And it says to round to the nearest tenth, which is one decimal place. So I should get 5.7. Now, this said the unit rate represents distance over time, which is what we did. Distance divided by time, and divide the number of miles by the number of hours. Okay, let's check it. And we got the right answer, 5.7. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. All right, Caroline walks 9.5 inches per second. So let's see, 9.5 inches, and that's 1 second. Okay. All right, and I want to do miles per hour. So let's see. I first need to convert that, of course, to feet and then get to miles. And of course, then I need to convert that into seconds to minutes to hours. So let's see. Let's convert it. First of all, let's convert it to minutes. So let's see. There's 60 seconds. And that's 1 minute. Okay. All right, and then let's see. And then I know after that there is I know there is 60 minutes. And that's in 1 hour, right? So if I do all this is going to give me how many inches I'm going to walk in 1 hour. So essentially, I need to just multiply across and cancel. So here we go. Hopefully, you can see my calculator on the screen. 9.5 times 60 times 60. So essentially, now I have 34,200 34,200. And then, of course, let's see, seconds canceled out, minutes canceled out. So this is how many inches I'm going in 1 hour. But of course, I don't want inches. I want miles. So now I'm going to take that 34,200 inches in 1 hour, and I'm going to convert that to feet, right? And then I'm going to convert it to miles. So how many feet are an inch? Let's see. Well, let's see. In 1 inch, there's 12. Let's see, 12 inches. And 1 foot, I put that in the wrong place. Sorry about that. It should be 1 foot right there. It should be 1 foot. That's 1 FT. Maybe I could erase that, I guess. But you can see that's 1 FT is 12 inches. So what does this mean I'm going to do? It means I'm going to take this number and I'm going to divide by 12. And then that's going to give me feet. And then how many feet are in a mile? Well, there are 5,280 feet in a mile. So when I get to there are 5,000. I'll put 1 mile up here. Mile. There's 5,280 feet. So essentially what I'm doing here in multiple steps is I'm taking this number 34,200 and I'm dividing it by 12, and then I'm going to divide it by 5,280. So here we go. 34,200 divided by 12. You get 2,850. Now you're going to divide by 5,280. And you get 0.539 something, something, something. And of course, it says round to the nearest tenth. 0.5. That's my answer, 0.5. So I'm going to go up here again. I got to turn this pen off. I got to go back to here. And I put 0.5. And that's my answer. Check it. I got it right. Okay. I'm going to clear my screen here. I go back to my pen. Clear my screen. Back to my arrow. All right. Here we go. Next. Okay, give the rate miles per hour again. Dhruv jogs 8 feet in 1 second. Okay, so 8 feet. 1 second. Okay. Again, I want to convert it to miles in an hour. So again, let's see, I'm going to convert it to an hour. So there are 60 seconds. You just did this. 1 minute. And there are 60 minutes. In 1 hour. So essentially, I'm going to take 8. I'm going to multiply it times 60 and then times 60 again. And that's going to tell me, let's see. So I go 8 times 60 times 60. So I've got 28,800. 28,800 feet. Okay. In 1 hour. Okay, that's not what I want to know. I want to know how many miles he's gonna run in 1 hour. But it's already in feet, so I'll really only have to do one conversion. And that conversion is just taking feet and turning it into miles. So I'm gonna drop down here, 28,800 feet. Hopefully you can read my freehand. In 1 hour. And of course, I'm going to go, and there are in 1 mile, and there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Okay. Just like up here, how seconds and seconds canceled off and minutes canceled off, which left me feet an hour. Okay. Feet and feet are going to cancel out, leaving me with miles an hour. So we're going to essentially going to take 28,800 and we're going to divide by 5,280, which leaves me a 5.45. And of course, we're going to round to the nearest tenth, which gives me 5.5. And of course, it's miles an hour. So I go back here, 5.5. Check it. Yay. Okay. Hopefully this is helpful. Here we go. I'm going to go back to my pen. I'm going to clear my screen, go back to my arrow, and I'm going to move to the next problem. Here we go. Okay. 20 feet, 3 seconds. Well, I want to know how far in 1 second. Again, I got to get to miles per hour. So here we go. 20 feet, 3 seconds. Okay. So I'm going to go 20 divided by 3. 20 divided by 3. So 6.67 feet, 1 second. Okay, and now I got to go through that whole thing again. I want to convert. I'm going to multiply times, yep, you guessed it, 60 seconds. 1 minute. And again, 60 minutes and 1 hour. Okay. So let's take 6.67 times 60 seconds times 60 minutes. So 24,000. 24,000. Feet. Okay, yeah, 24,000 feet in 1 hour. Okay, because seconds canceled off, as did minutes. But I got to convert that to miles. And what we're going to do to convert to miles, we're just going to simply divide by 5,280. I'm going to write it out for you so you see it. 24,000 feet, 1 hour, divided by 1 mile, which is 5,280 feet. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to divide by 5,280 feet. Divide by 5,280. And that gives me, oh, whoops, I got the same thing. 4.5 again. And I'm not going to write the units out. You know what's, all right, I'll write it out. Miles hour. Okay, back to this. Here, 4.5. Check. Cool. All right. Okay, go through here. Clear my screen. Back to my arrow. Okay. All right, number 5. All right, let's see. The bald eagle flies. Let's see. 43.2 meters in 3 seconds. Graph shows the distance a typical peregrine falcon flies over time. All right. Find the unit rate of each bird. All right. At these rates, the difference between distances flown by these two birds after 3 hours of work show your. Okay. All right. So I want to find the unit rate of each bird using this graph. So unit rate, right? All right. And then I want to find the difference between the two. All right. Well, bald eagle, 43.2 meters in 3 seconds. And then, of course, the peregrine falcon, 400 kilometers in 5 hours. So essentially, I want to find the difference between the two. Well, this one I can find the unit rate for the peregrine falcon because I just need to go 400 divided by 5, and that's going to give me its unit rate. But this one I got to do some conversion, right? So let's write that one out, right? 43.2 meters in 3 seconds, right? I'm just going to put an S for seconds. And let's see. Now I need to know how many seconds are in an hour. Well, again, I'm just going to go through the whole conversion, right? Okay, so we're going to multiply that times, let's see, there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. And then there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. It's supposed to be an M, hour. All right. All right. And then we got one other conversion. Did you know that in 1 kilometer, there's 1,000 meters? And we want to convert this meters to kilometers. So we actually have to divide by 1,000 here. So now we've got in 1 kilometer, there's 1,000 meters. That's what makes this one a little challenging. So we're going to do all this conversion with the calculator. All right, let's see. So 43.2 times 60 times 60. Ooh, times 60 times 60. So I have 155,520. I'm going to write that down. 155,520. That's my numerator or my number on top. So essentially I multiplied 43.2, 60, and 60, and then 1. Now I'm going to multiply the numbers on the bottom. 3, 1, 1, and 1,000. 3 times 1 is 1, times 1 is 1, times 1,000 is 3,000. Okay, and essentially I'm going to divide right now. Okay, so 155,520 divided by 3,000. And there I get 51.84. All right, so there's one of my answers. Okay. That's part of one of my answers for the eagle. All right. 51.84. And let's see. Now, I've got to do something with this because it says it's going to fly for 3 hours, right? 51.84 for 3 hours, right? 51 point for 3 hours, right? All right. But I know it's 51. So let's see. So kilometers an hour, it's going to go 51.84. So I need to 51 point. All right. So then we need to go 400. I'm going to find the falcon. We're going to go 400 divided by 5 because that's going to, we got my y divided by my x, or t in this case, d divided by t, I should say. Of course, 400. Pull up my calculator so you can see it. 400 divided by 5, that's going to give me 80. So now I've got the speeds in which my birds will fly. Let me see if it allows me to check it, and it does. Now, if you're reading your problem in your book, though, it wants to know how far away they'll be after 3 hours. Or in this case, I need to write my equations for them, I guess. So let's write my equation. So an eagle, of course, is 51.84, right? So distance equals, or D equals, 51.84 T. So this is just like y equals kx, right? Where k was our constant value, because the eagle's constantly flying 51.84 kilometers, and t is our amount, that's our time. And then, of course, our falcon is d equals 80t, and it flies 80 kilometers in 1 hour. Okay. And then last but certainly not least, let's find out how far apart they'll be after 3 hours of flight. Okay, so we're going to write that out. So a falcon, that's going to be 240, right? Because 80 times 3, that's pretty simply 240, right? 80 times 3. And the handwriting gets a little better with this. It's 240, right? Okay. Now we've got the 51.84. I'll pull this up. 51.84 times 3. That's 155.52. 155.52. And now I just simply need to subtract them because I want to find out what the difference in distance is. Okay, so 240 minus 155.52. And that's going to give me my answer, 84.48. So that was a pretty long problem. Okay, that was a pretty long problem. 84.48. Check it. All right. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. Back to my pen. Clear my screen. And let's move on to the next one. Two more to go on this one. Okay. Here we go. 2 water tanks are leaking. Tank A has leaked 1/16 of a gallon in 1/12 of a minute. Tank B has leaked 3/80th of a gallon in 1/30th of a minute. Which one is leaking faster? What type of problem do you think this might be? This is going to be simply a keep it, change it, flip it problem that you're just going to work out. And whichever one comes up greater is going to be your answer. So there we go. 1/16. Keep it. I don't really have to do the rest of it at this point. Change it to a multiplication and then flip it. 12/1. Okay, at this point, you probably have 12/16. If you want to do it this way, you can. 12 divided by 16. It's going to give you 0.75. Okay, so this is leaking in 0.75 gallons per minute. Okay. All right, so this next one. So tank B, 3/80. Keep it. Change it. Flip it. 30/1. Okay. 3 times 30, that's 90. So this is 90/80. So probably at this point, you see this one's going to be greater. Okay, 90 divided by 80. 90 divided by 80. It's going to give you 1.125. Which number is bigger? 0.75 or 1.125? I'm pretty sure you can figure out that 1.125 is bigger. Tank B is leaking faster. Okay. All right, let me clear my screen. All right, and let's move on to the last problem. Here we go, number 7. Write an equation for each boat rental company that gives the cost in Y dollars of renting a kayak for X hours. What is the difference in cost between the company that charges the most and one that charges the least for 4 hours? All right, so company A gives you a table. Company B just gives you some amount, and then C just tells you some information as well. So let's see. We should be able to figure out company A. Company B says the cost of Y running a kayak for X hours is $9 for each half hour. So if it's $9 for a half hour, that probably tells you some information right there. So if it's $9 for 1 hour, a half hour, it's going to be $18, right? Because 9 times 2 would be 18, right? Because a half hour, the cost for running, well, this one's pretty easy because that's just $14.25 for 1 hour. And I want the one that charges the least for 4 hours. And 4 hours is right here, right? So company A comes out and tells you. Well, this is $18 in 1 hour, and this is $14.25 in 1 hour. And company A is going to charge you $66. So let's find out which one is going to be my best buy. And I should know my rules already. And then I'm going to find out what my rule is for all of these. All right, first of all, I could use this one to find my rule, right? Because I just need to go 33 divided by 2, right? 33 divided by 2, that's going to give me $16.50. So now I've got my 3 rules, right? Y for company A, it's Y equals 1650 X. For company B, it's Y equals 18X. And for company C, it's Y equals 14.25X. Got my 3 rules now. All right. I still haven't found out which one's the best buy yet, because that's what it wants to know. Which one charges the most and which one charges the least, or which one charges the most, which one charges the least. Okay. All right. So, I guess I could have just typed this in right here, but okay. So 16.50x, 18.00x, and then 14.25x. Got it. All right. Greatest and least cost. All right. Let's see the greatest cost. All right. Well, that's pretty easy to figure out because the greatest cost 18. So 18 times 4. Let's see, 18 times 4, of course, is 72. All right. And then 72, well, hold on one second. 72. And then the least cost, 14.25. 14.25 times 4, that's 57. So I need to subtract these two. 72 minus 57 will give me my answer. 72 minus 57, 15. So we go here, and we go 15, and we get our answer. And we're done. And that's how 1.5's review looks. I hope this was helpful.